Daytime. SCP Daytime.
Well, it looks like it's going to be another fine day.
Resistance is futile. Just simulate the day.
Go ahead. Make my day.
How was your day today? Did you have a good day today or a bad day today? Well, what kind of day was it? Well, I don't know. How about you? How was your day?
We have a big show for
Good luck, show boy.
How on and away we go.
That's the smartest thing I've heard all day.
SCP Daytime.
The election of 2016 has it all, with one exception worth mention. Exception forthcoming. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump just moved much closer to a general election matchup. Trump swept the Republican primaries in 5 East Coast states on Tuesday, while Clinton won in Pennsylvania, Maryland, Connecticut, and Delaware, dropping only Rhode Island to Bernie Sanders. Now, it's still only April, and their opponents swear they're not going anywhere. But Trump and Clinton both used their victory speeches to pivot towards the general election, giving us a little preview of the clash we might see between them over the next 5 months.
People will say you're in love. They're only jealous.
So, as the title of one of pop singer Michael Johnson's lesser-known but undeniably catchy tunes goes, or for those of you from that generation who marched to the beat of a different drummer, say like the one who laid down the groove for the chairman of the board.
That's life.
Here's the thing, though. Actually, a number of things. I found all of those quotes in less than 5 minutes simply by giving the old Google a little clicking. It didn't occur to me until more than a few minutes later that it was a little ironic and even a little funny that I was using a search engine looking for leadership and finding a whole lot of insightful and cogent interpretations of what leadership really is. While Google and the rest of the internet, in fact the rest of anywhere you choose to search for it, actual leadership isn't really to be found anywhere.
Only the lonely.
Certainly not among those who at this time are left standing in a reality show I'd be inclined to call the underwhelming race. Just so we're clear here, I'm not talking about a lack of personalities or causes or promises or even qualities, even arguably a few virtues to be found amongst those who want we the people to be convinced that they are our best hope to lead we the people. There's plenty of causes being championed. There's plenty of emotions being stirred. There's plenty of flags being unfurled and waved, banners being hung, yard signs proclaiming allegiance, and bumper stickers rear-ending us with attempts at persuasion. And in any and all of those who are left, of the 5 who are left, there are at least a few good intentions, even a little genuine potential. Even in the pile of narcissistic gibberish that Donald sees as speeches and addresses, there are some points well made that deserve to be made. But leadership, not so much.
If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there.
Now, I don't begin to profess to possess a hint of the wisdom or perception that those notable folks I quoted earlier offer. All I can offer is my perspective based on 60-plus years of life, 50-plus years of reading and learning and witnessing and paying attention to many who have come and gone, deserving and not so deserving of being acclaimed as a real leader, and what I look for when I'm searching for leadership.
We gotta keep searching.
When trying to define and or articulate it, I'm reminded of what Justice Stewart said when asked to give a definition of obscenity. I can't specifically define it, but I know it when I see it. In that spirit, leadership is about inspiring, not inciting. It's the ability to energize your mind, your spirit, even your soul to make you want to be better tomorrow than you are today. Not just promising that things will be made better for you tomorrow if you just give your vote today. It's the skill of getting you to help fix what's broken, make what works work better, and lend a hand building cities on the hill, not just play on your anger and fear to incite you to burn down the village. It's the ability to teach you that telling it like it is a sledgehammer. If it's used correctly and skillfully, it can contribute to the construction of magnificent things, and if not, it can and it will do irreparable damage. It's a talent for bringing out the best in people, not fueling a campaign train with the power of their hatred. I was born in the 1950s, and I came of age in the 1960s. Now, given that timeline, it was almost inevitable that I'd grow up to be a Kennedy kid. And while that 60-plus years of life I mentioned earlier, along with that 50-plus years of reading and learning and witnessing have long ago faded any rose color that may have once shaded my glasses, I am often these days reminded of one of John Kennedy's most familiar quotations.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
A little dated, a little yellowed with age? Sure. A little hokey, even, given the me, myself, and I era of self where we find ourselves in 2016? Yeah, probably. Telling it like it is? Not so much. But telling it like it ought to be? Bet your ass. Because Kennedy, in 1961, understood leadership. Real deal leadership. Leadership that makes no promise other than the promise to see that our collective reach always exceeds our collective grasp. Leadership that doesn't simply pander to us by caressing our egos with how wonderful we are and what a great nation we are, and like a loving but strict coach or father or mother, demands of us what is required to be better tomorrow than we are today. Because just like the most remarkable coaches and fathers and mothers in our history and in our very own lives, the most remarkable leaders, in fact the only real leaders, understand that their responsibility to us is not to get it done. Their responsibility is to get us to do it, together, as one nation. You know the rest. And if by chance the whole Kennedy reference set off your more bleeding heart, candy-ass, lefty, left-wing liberal in the House alarms, try this quotation on for size from somebody very likely on your list of the most revered. The election of 2016 has it all, with one exception worth mentioning. We've got liberals and conservatives, and ultra-right-wingers and ultra-left-wingers. We've got braggarts and blowhards and bloviators. We've got narcissists and socialists and feminists. We've got office seekers fighting for us, burning for us, and guaranteeing that they will make America great again for us. We got 5 left standing, and now we've got 2 front-runners. We've got it all, with one exception. And if Ronald Reagan and John F. Kennedy were alive today, I'd feel safe in betting a big pile of cash they would agree what that one exception is. A leader.